wanted to share a little bit about something that's on my mind, a few thoughts here. So I was listening to Josiah Mackenzie's podcast early this morning, wherein he was interviewing Ben Powers, and they were talking about sales. And by the way, if you've not heard his podcast, Hospitality Daily, I highly recommend it. A lot of what we do at Evolve Lodging and even Expitality is bring hotel, I don't even want to say best practices, but insights and technologies and viewpoints and perspectives to the outdoor hospitality space. It's a very timely thing. And that in and of itself is a tremendous conversation. But as I was listening to this podcast, and they were talking about the importance of sales, and just a couple things came to my mind I wanted to share. First of all, um, he was mentioning that he's always thinking about 3, 5, 10 years out. And that is such an important part of how I live and how we think at Evolve Lodging, always seeing because of the past, right? And because when you look at the present, it's already the past. So it's so much about seeing where things are going and how do we provide those opportunities and solve problems for what's coming right now. I think because I have been in sales my entire life, it's so instinctive to me that I often forget about, the processes involved. We have just added a new sales team at Evolve Lodging, and so my head is much more in that direction of how do we accomplish, reverse engineer what those salespeople would like to achieve, and how do we allow them to succeed with based on their vision and their passions, right? And to me, it's so simple. It's like hospitality, honestly. It's so aligned with the core essence of hospitality, of simply listening and solving problems. And then I know it's overused word, but then we literally concierge our clients as we would a guest. We also do the same thing to the best of our ability as a growing, startup for our salespeople and everyone else on our team. Everyone is simply a human being that needs to be heard and have problems solved. And then how do you solve those problems in the most delightfully charming, enchanting, thoughtful, kind way that meets their individual criteria? When we're working with a full-on development, you can imagine all the pieces that are being juggled. And very often, even very large brands, will come in and say, oh my gosh, we have to piece all these things together. Where's that person that can gracefully and elegantly and with the heart of hospitality manage all of this? That is what we do. And then we have this all the way down to, hey, we have outdoor furniture. Well, I can tell you right now, if you're a campground or an RV resort or any place, I've been staying at some pretty nice places lately, and I'm just saying the outdoor furniture has something to be desired. I know if you are a campground owner or an RV resort, I know what happens when something breaks. I know where you're going to replace that quickly. And I'm going to encourage you to allow me to solve that problem for you in a much better, more lasting way, where you will actually have a relationship of someone that cares deeply about what your guest is experiencing. Think about what they're experiencing from the outdoors. They're on the deck, they're in a chair or whatever, they're communicating. They want to be happy, they want to be comfortable, they want to be be able to, like I was the other day, wearing, a really nice cocktail dress and still be able to sit down on the outdoor furniture without fear of damaging their clothes. I know that's not happening necessarily in the camping space, but what is happening there? And again, that leads to all the ancillary revenue opportunities for you. What experience are you creating and offering for your guest? This is so weird, but I always think of it like back to like Waldorf education and Montessori. You're creating the environment that allows them to have a transformational experience, a memorable, unforgettable, all the stuff, the Instagram experience. What are they doing out there? Is it a really cool, unique way of experience the some more thing? Are they painting? Are they learning about birds? Are they telescoping? Is it called a telescope? Yeah, the skies, not a telescope, whatever it is. Astrological enticement, the night sky. Like there's so many ways you can do the same thing for your guest: education, entertainment, something novel, something old, just bringing it all together for that individual guest and what their personal criteria is. And there's ways of finding that out too. So there's just so many opportunities. It's never a chair. It's never a lounge chair. It's never a dining table. It's, what am I opening up for this person? And I'm going to tell you the first thing, I don't know, I keep encountering this, I'd say 7 or 8 times in the last 2 weeks. I'm just going to stand. I'm not going to sit in that chair. So don't let that be your experience. Come learn what we have to offer you. And we care so deeply about what you are doing for your guests. This is the way we impact the world. And if you keep that vision in mind, you can't you can't lose. It will be a summer that you will always remember, and so will your guests. So let's make it that way. Okay. Schedule them